Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Beatrice Oti. In this video, we'll be talking about New Brunswick. I just said let me come outside and shoot, and we're currently in a lockdown, but I'm like, hey, this is not gonna stop me. I'm gonna keep shooting. Do me want to like, share, subscribe, click on the thumbs up, and I got good content coming your way this upcoming week. Okay, I know I am off Facebook, but I'm on Instagram, so you can follow me at immigration_vlog or subscribe to my YouTube channel. So see you on the video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is Beatrice Oti. Thank you so much, everybody. So in this video, we'll be talking about New Brunswick. New Brunswick. So welcoming back all my new subscribers. Thank you so much, new subscribers. I got like 4 new subscribers last week, and I got tons of great comments in regards to my video on British Columbia Provincial Nominee. People really love that slide. Thank you so much, people. And I'll be bringing more content your way. As from next week, by the grace of God, I will start showing my face. No more slides, because I'm excited. You guys are making me happy, right? I'm getting new subscribers. So this video will be talking about New Brunswick. So before I proceed, who is Beatrice? Beatrice Oti. So I provide you accurate information about Canada so you don't make the mistakes I made. So you save time, you save money, and make accurate decision. So before you leave, because it took me 4 hours to put this together, I might say it and it looks so easy. It comes, oh, it's so easy. But if you had to sit down and research, it will probably take you a long time as well. So do me what to like, share, subscribe, click on the notification bell. Let me know your questions in the comment section. If you want to shoot me an email, that's fine also by me. So leave your comments in the comment section. Please don't be afraid of the comment section, okay? And thank you so much for your engagement, especially the one I got on the British Columbia Provincial Nominee. A lot of people were excited about that video. I don't know if it's the slide. I don't know what I did there. I'm trying to replicate that on my other slides, but a lot of people loved it, and I actually got 4 subscribers. I'm so excited and I'm grateful. You guys are keeping me going and pushing, and I am not gonna stop on YouTube. A lot of people are like, Beatrice, where are you? Where are you? I'm no longer on Facebook. About YouTube, I'm on YouTube, and I don't intend to stop. So thank you, thank you. So let's dive into New Brunswick. For people who are on my podcast, I already trashed that out. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna give YouTube people my full attention, my undivided attention, because you guys deserve it. So what are the interesting facts about New Brunswick? So 80% is covered with forest, and it is called the Crown Forest. So a lot of people say, oh, there's a lot of forestry here. They have a lot of tourist attraction as well, because they have really beautiful forest land and all that. If you want to visit New Brunswick and you're in Canada, for sure, by all means. Just in a side note though, you have to take the air, right? You have to go there by air. You can't go there by train or bus. I don't believe. Yeah, you have to go there by air. Canada is sparse. I think I did a couple of slides about that, some realities about Canada. Anyway, so New Brunswick, they make $1.45 billion revenue from forestry as well as immigration pathway. You guys know that Canada, everything is actually about the economy. It's about bringing revenue to the economy. So I just wanted to put that in there so you're aware. Now the capital of New Brunswick is called Fredericton. Is it Fredericton? I believe I got the pronunciation correct. And the minimum wage is $11.75. Now, this was just increased as of February 2021 this year. Previously, it was $11.70. Now, a lot of people will be like, oh, $11.70, $11.75. Isn't that the same thing? No. Because when you calculate the pay annually, biannually, quarterly, there is a lot of money that you're leaving on the table. So 11.75 is a lot. That 5 cents may seem like it's little, but when you calculate it per annum, you calculate it quarterly, that's a lot of money. And nope, we don't want to leave that money on the table. And also New Brunswick partake in the Atlantic Pilot Program, which I did full video last week. I went in detail, put my sweat and my blood into the Atlantic Pilot Program. So go listen to that. I will not dive deep into it. I will just mention a little fact, a little bit about it, because New Brunswick actually participate in it. But hey, I did full videos about it, which I did last week. So do not want to go listen to that, okay? And make sure you click on that subscribe button. So let's dive into New Brunswick. So New Brunswick actually participates in 3
wonderful, interesting program. Now, New Brunswick is a little bit different because it's a smaller province. It's not as populated as Ontario or British Columbia. So there are 3 programs right now. It's the express entry. They have an express entry system. They have the skilled worker stream, and they have the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. All application is done on the online portal under the New Brunswick Provincial Nominee platform, like system. So I will leave all the link in the description if you want to apply, you want to take a look, you want to create like a profile just to see how New Brunswick is how you can navigate and use it here and there. I'm going to put all the link in the description section below. So what should you do? Like, share, comment, click on the thumbs up, and subscribe. So how does the New Brunswick Express Entry System works? Now, it's a little bit different from what I've always shared with you guys. I told you guys New Brunswick is a smaller province, it's not as populated as other provinces. So what you have to do is you have to go to the Federal Express Entry System like you would if you are like submitting your PNP, right? So you first have to go to the Federal Express Entry System and you have to meet one of the eligibility criteria. Remember, when you go to the Federal Express Entry System, you either come under Canadian Experience Class, Federal Skilled Worker, Federal Skilled Trade, or Provincial Nomination, right? So you have to have skills in one of these 3. Canadian Experience Class, Federal Skilled Trade, or Federal Skilled Worker. And when you have your profile created under the express entry system, they will give you like a job seeker validation code. So you would have that because you have to, when you go to the New Brunswick online portal, they will need that job seeker validation code. And usually the reason they give you job seeker validation code is because the express entry system is set up that you're trying to look for a job or you're trying to get a job offer. Even if you're in Canada, they will still give you a job seeker valid. I got one as well. And then you can apply for a job via the job bank. So those information will be sent to you once you create an express entry profile under the Federal Express Entry System. Okay. If you don't know what express entry is, there's tons of video I did years back. I will include this in the description section just to refresh your memory about what express entry system is about. Okay. So what are the 2 things you need to do in order for you to start the New Brunswick Express Entry? You either have to work for an employer or you are an international graduate in New Brunswick, okay, in order for you to qualify under the express entry system. Now, like I said, you either have to fall under the Federal Skilled Trade, Federal Skilled Worker, or Canadian Experience Class. Now, if you are working for an employer, so let's dive deep into it. If you are working for an employer, you must have a valid job letter from the employer. Everybody has to get an employment, like you have to be working from the province. This program, if you notice everything about New Brunswick, there's no such thing as, oh, you don't have you have to have like an employment, okay? So you have to have it for someone working for an employer. You have to have a job letter from the employer. It has to be a legit employer. You must show proof of education or education credential assessment, and that is if you did not school in Canada. So if you schooled outside of Canada, you can show them that. And your work experience must come under no code OA or B. I've already mentioned that in a couple of slides before, but I will just reiterate it. No code O is for managerial roles, is for professional roles, or course for a degree, and B is for skilled trades or apprenticeship. You must show proof of language. So either you take IELTS, CELP, TC, or TCF. Now, if you are an international student that just graduated in New Brunswick or you're about to graduate in the next 3 months, you also qualify under the express entry system for New Brunswick. So you must have a valid work permit. That's a must. For if you're working for an employer, you also have to have a work permit, because like before you work for an employer, you have to have a work permit. So that's a guarantee. Now, for international students, you have to have 1 year work experience in no code OA or B as well in New Brunswick. Okay. You have to be enrolled in a university. Now, for master's students, if you finish your thesis, you can start the application process for the express entry system in New Brunswick. For undergrad, you can start it even while you're in university. So if you know you're going to graduate in 3 months' time, you can start the process. You just have to tell them, oh, I'm going to be living in New Brunswick. I'll be looking for a job very soon. Create that job seeker validation code and start the process right away. That's why I love this program, because a lot of things are kind of like they're a little bit lenient compared to other provinces. So take advantage of this. Okay, you must show proof of language requirements as well. Everybody shows proof of language requirements. You must show education. I see if you also have a degree from your home country. But if you are an international student and you did undergrad in New Brunswick, that is okay. They actually want that. You must also show a valid work permit. I think I mentioned that already. You have to show that you have a work permit. So eventually, if you apply as an undergrad and then you graduate, you have to apply for your work permit right away and show them that. And let's say you applied while you're a student in a university. Also mention that you intend to stay and work in New Brunswick, so you intend to get your work permit. And when you apply for your work permit, also mention that to them. Okay, make sure you're keeping them up to date. Now, we're still under the skilled worker stream. The individuals who actually nominate you, it's not New Brunswick Provincial Nominee. They are called Department of Post-Secondary Education, Training and Labor. They are the ones who nominate you, but they reside in New Brunswick. They're the one who does this whole process. And now this is the skilled worker stream. We just left the express entry stream. This is the skilled worker stream under New Brunswick. These people nominate you for skilled worker. Now they nominate people who are high skilled, semi-skilled, or low skilled. High skilled are individuals under no code O, A, or B. Already mentioned what those are for you. Semi-skilled is not code C. A truck driver is not code C, and we'll touch base on truck drivers because New Brunswick is actually looking for lots of skilled truck drivers to come and fill in the labor shortages in New Brunswick. We have low skilled, which is not code D. General laborers, fruit pickers, food attendants will fall under no code D. You are also eligible. Every applicant must meet eligibility criteria. So I also want to mention for the education for no code D, probably they will need like high school diploma. So just show that as well. If you have like high education, then get ECA. You must check to see if you are PR ready. I noticed this thing about New Brunswick. They always mention you have to be PR ready, you have to be PR ready, which other provinces does not mention. But that PR ready means you have to have intention to live in New Brunswick. You have to meet all the eligibility requirements in New Brunswick. You have to pay all the associated fees. You have to have the skill. You don't want to say this and it's not what it is. Okay, so that's what I mean by PR ready. So you have to be in good standing. Everything has to be done properly. Follow the process and ensure that you meet that criteria. Submit your application and pay your fees. Now, remember we talked about express entry. This is the skilled workers stream, and we'll have a third one coming up, which is the Atlantic Immigration Pilot. But before we do that, I don't know if I'm going too fast. I'm sorry. Let me slow down. Okay, let me slow down. So we're still under the skilled worker. Like I told you guys, the Department of Education and Training Service and Labor, they are the one who nominates you. They also nominate truck drivers. Now truck drivers is seen under the skilled worker stream. Why? Because they are low skilled. Okay, they are low skilled candidates. Oh, one more thing I was gonna mention for education credential assessment. I know I've been saying I will make a video for that. You know what? Let's make it on the next video. Let's actually attach that to Nova Scotian. I'll be talking about Nova Scotian. So I'll probably put ECA in the beginning, I believe, or I will just upload it as a separate video next week. But I want to put that there. So education credential assessment is you showing the government education equivalent for people who did not school in Canada. Now, West is the most popular one used, but I was gonna mention, and I like New Brunswick because New Brunswick mentioned other other institutions that carry out the education credential assessment. So one of them is Comparative Education Service, International Credential Assessment Service of Canada, World Education Service, which is West, International Qualification Assessment Service, IQAS, International Credential Evaluation Service. So it's not on the slide, but I just thought to put that out there. Let me know in the comment section and I will type that out for you guys, or I can leave it in the description section for you. Okay, so let's get into it. So truck driver is skilled worker. The NOC level is NOC level 7511. Now the previous draw they actually called a lot of people from truck driver, like they gave a lot of PNP draws to truck driver because they are in labor shortage and they need lots of they need skilled truck drivers. Now, if you're a truck driver and you're looking to immigrate abroad, then New Brunswick is calling you. They really, really, really need truck drivers. I will not advise to go to Prince Edward Island when New Brunswick is willing to give you like that, like a piece of cake. I rather go to a place where it's easy to get it's easy to get what if it's a job, it's permanent residence, whatever you have to easy to get, and go to Ontario and struggle. I rather go to where it's easier and faster for me than go a different route. So sorry for the break in transmission. So for truck drivers, you must, so you come under the skilled worker stream definitely, which means you must meet all the eligibility requirements. You must show proof of employment with an employer. Like I've been reiterating from the beginning, everybody has to have a sort of employment, whether you're an international graduate, whether you're a skilled worker, whatever, you have to have an employment because they're trying to meet labor shortages in New Brunswick. You must intend to live in New Brunswick. You have to have worked 2 years in the last 5 years as a truck driver from your home country, okay? And also you must work at least 6 months in New Brunswick as well, or you must show that you have at least 6 months experience as well in New Brunswick. Yeah. You must meet the selection factors, which we'll talk about. You must have a valid driver's license in New Brunswick, and your employer must be legitimate. Like, check and make sure your employer is legit. We don't want any ineligibility criteria here. You apply for your permanent residency as well as provincial nomination. Okay. We'll dive deep into how the process works. So this is the last program for New Brunswick. We talked about this last week, its entirety. Please watch my previous video. Do you want to subscribe, like, share, click on the thumbs up. And it's a bit different from New Brunswick, although I know you either have to fall under the Atlantic International Graduate Program, Atlantic Intermediate Skilled Program, and Atlantic High Skilled Program under the Atlantic province. And I mentioned the 4 Atlantic provinces are New Brunswick, Newfoundland and Labrador, Prince Edward Island, and Nova Scotia. Okay, so New Brunswick is among them. I already did one for Prince Edward Island. I talked about the Atlantic province last week. Do me well to go watch that one. Subscribe, please. Took tons of time. I saw 4 likes. I'm like, hey, can you guys comment? Now, I already mentioned the employer get designated, endorsements, application is submitted to the province, and then send it back to the applicant. Applicant has to apply for PR under the Federal Express Entry System. So please go watch that video. I will not address Atlantic immigration pilots. However, New Brunswick also fall under this because, the individual be living in New Brunswick, which is an Atlantic province. So if you want to use New Brunswick PNP, good for you. But if you're like, I want to use the Atlantic immigration pilot program under New Brunswick, good for you as well. Okay, so they have tons of opportunity for you, tons of opportunity. If this is not working, the other one would work. Okay, so if you're like, I don't really like this Express Entry System for New Brunswick, I don't want to work 1 year or whatever, I'm going to use the Atlantic pilot, then feel free. Okay, just make sure you meet all the eligibility requirements. Okay, so this is the big one. Please grab your pen and paper, because there are some things I did not share because I don't want everything being all over the place. I like my slides clean. Okay, I love it when it's clean like this and things are properly in place. So I did not put like points in front of age and tell you, oh, this is what it's put. Please grab your pen and paper because I'll be telling you what is necessary. So eligibility selection factor, there's age, there's language, education, work experience, priority sector, adaptability. So for age, if you are 19 to 55, if you are 19 to 55, you get 10 points. If you are 22 to 55, you get 10 points. However, from 19 to 55, you're eligible. So 19 years old to 21 years old, you get 8 points. 22 years old to 55 years old, you get 10 points. Okay. And everybody must get at least 60 points out of 100 to be considered eligible under the New Brunswick Provincial Nomination Program. Okay, you have to get at least 60 points if you're going to apply via their own online platform, their own e-portal platform. So for age 19 to 55, you're good to go. For language, if you have CLB 4, that's the minimum. From CLB 4, CLB 5, CLB 6, CLB 7. But from CLB 4, you are eligible. The maximum point you get is 24. Remember, you can write IELTS, CELP, TC, or TCF. If you have a second language, you also get points for that. Okay, but I just want to mention that the maximum language is 24. The maximum points is 24. So 24, and let's say you are 22, you get 10 points. That's already keeping you at 34 points. Remember, we'll get 60 out of 100. Now for your education, depending on what program you take, you get points. Maximum point, I believe, is 20. So if you did Masters or PhD, you get 20 points. If you did BSc, you get 19 points. If you did a 2 years diploma program, you get 18 points. If you did like high school diploma, you get 15 points. Okay, so that's for education. Now I already mentioned ECA and the different institution that would, give you education credential assessment. I guess I was supposed to say it here. Sorry about that. Yeah, so West is the most popular one, and like I mentioned, I promise you guys sometime next week I will try and upload a video where you go to West and do your education credential assessment. Pardon me. Now, for work experience, the higher your skill. So let's say you have 5 years skill or 10 years skill, the better for you. So if you have 1 year work experience, you get 5 points. 2 year work experience, you get 8 points. 3 year work experience, you get 12 points. 4 years work experience, you get 16 points. 5 years work experience, you get 20 points. Okay. Now they have something called the priority sector. For priority sector, sometimes the provincial government wants to meet certain labor shortages or certain labor needs. So they give you an additional 10 points for that. So you have to be on that business, education, healthcare, or manufacturing or transportation for you to get that 10 points. So they always check the website. They'll keep you up to date. If you want to go right now to the e-portal and apply and see where you sit, that's also a factor to consider. What I usually do before I apply for PR, I just try to test and see how things are, before I get into it. So they give you 10 points for that. So if their priority right now is health, they need a lot of nurses, you get that 10 points, okay? Now, adaptability. I think I mentioned adaptability for Manitoba as well, although there's no such thing here as risk assessment. You know how Manitoba, if you are from a different province, they will remove points. They don't do that here. However, for adaptability, if you have connection with the employer, you have connection with family members, and they see that you are genuine and you will stay in New Brunswick, they will give you an additional 12 points. Everybody must meet 60 points out of 100 points to be eligible, which is pretty small compared to like Ontario and all those other provinces. So that's the eligibility factor. Once you can meet this, you qualify under the Atlantic province for New Brunswick, express entry for New Brunswick, or the skilled worker for New Brunswick. So how was the New Brunswick process? Everybody gets an employment. International student, truck driver, skilled worker, high skilled, semi-skilled, low skilled. Everybody needs an employment. You have to be PR ready, which means you have to meet all the eligibility requirements, which I mentioned in the previous slide: adaptability, work experience, age, education, etc. Okay. So you have to be PR ready. You have to register. So it's either if you want to go via the skilled worker route, so you have to go to the New Brunswick online portal and submit your information there. Or if you want to go through the express entry route, you have to go to the federal express entry system first, and then get your job seeker validation code and go to the New Brunswick online e-portal and register. You get an invitation to apply, submit your PNP application. The PETL, remember it's PETL that makes the decision, not the provincial government, although they come under the New Brunswick Provincial Government. They call them the Department of Post-Secondary Education, Tertiary and Labor. I think I mentioned it earlier on the slide. They check everything looks good, you're good to go. They give you the certificate. You have to still go back onto the federal express entry system. ROCC makes a decision, you get permanent residency. Now, although online they say it's not a guarantee that ROCC will give it to you, well, however, I believe they will give it to you because they are meeting labor and economic needs in the province. And additionally, you have signed telling them that you will stay in that province. I really want to point this out. If you have been nominated by a province, go to that province. And also, when you are submitting your application to the Federal Express Entry system, if you're going to use the Express Entry pathway, select New Brunswick and other provinces. But to be safe, make sure you select New Brunswick. So if you select New Brunswick, you have your job seeker validation code for it. And regardless, when you get your PNP certificate, you still have to go back to the Federal Express Entry system for ROCC to make a decision. So everybody must create an Express Entry profile, a Federal Express Entry profile, regardless. So sorry for the confusion. Get employment, PR ready, registration, invitation to apply, PNP application, PETL decision, ROCC, and PR. So I was just talking about you getting your PR because I don't understand how ROCC makes, sometimes they will say, well, this person is going to this province, this person selected this province. Make sure all your intentions are properly laid out. Now, when you select New Brunswick, also select other provinces because you want to get your PR as soon as possible. But if you get your employment from New Brunswick, then it's more validated that you will stay and live in New Brunswick. But I always suggest when you are sending your information in the Federal Express Entry system, don't select one province, select as many as possible because other people give expression of interest as well. Okay. So let's talk about the fees, previous draw, and processing time. So you pay just $250. People, that should wake you up. I know you can hear a lot of exciting things about New Brunswick. You guys heard me saying if you're in school, you can apply already. That's a very good thing. You guys heard me saying if you're a truck driver, you can apply. That's very exciting. To top up the cake, you just pay $250. That is not a lot of money. However, it's not refundable. So even if they don't approve it, you don't get it back. But compare that to Manitoba. Now Manitoba is $500, Ontario is $1,500. Vancouver is $1,150. Saskatchewan is $300. So this is the cheapest. So you don't have any needs to complain. Now the last draw was focused on truck drivers, which is NOC level C 7511. They got 374 draws, provincial nomination. Now that they give you an invitation to apply does not guarantee that you will get like approved, but they gave 274 invitation to apply. That's what I meant to write there. So if you're a truck driver or you know someone who's a truck driver and wants to come to Canada, please pass this information to them because this is a very great opportunity. And then the processing time. Oops, sorry about that. Wow. The processing time varies. So it can take 1 month to 6 months. So if everything is properly done, well validated, you would get your immigration, you get your provincial nomination. Remember, you still have to go back to the Federal Express Entry system to apply for your permanent residency. Okay. Now you still have to resubmit your nomination certificate to the federal system, which is RSC. Sorry, I just said that as well in the slide. So don't forget that you still have to submit your nomination to the federal system, and then once they see that everything is good, you get your permanent residency and you are good to immigrate to Canada. Woo! That's a lot of talking. Subscribe! Please subscribe. So did I do a good job? What do you think? If I caught your attention, let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click on the thumbs up. Let me know your question in the comment section. I'm so tired because I had to record separately on the podcast and I had to record here on YouTube for you guys. It's a lot of talking. I want to make sure I'm providing valuable information. I love keeping my slides clean. I don't like putting everything together in one place. All my jaws hurts right now from talking. So please subscribe to my channel. Do not be stingy. Share my content with people and let them be informed so they make better informed decisions. There was a podcast I did. I will leave it in the description section where I talked about how I lost 2 years trying to get immigration when I should have gone to Saskatchewan, New Brunswick, or Prince Edward Island. So please save time. You can get more money, but you can never get more time. Okay, subscribe. See you on my next video. And bye for now. Bye.